Hey everybody, it's Scott again. I just wanted to send another video. Yesterday I recorded like a nice big long 30-minute video. Sorry for the length. Kind of about where my life is and where it's been going and all the progress since Legoing and kind of like my breakthrough that kind of happened. And well, that was my yesterday breakthrough, and today I've been having just incredible ones too. Yeah, I put out that I was going to do free readings for Imbolc coming up, and I just decided to throw it out and put it on video and say, "Oh, take advantage of it now if you want to." And I've given like 10 already, which is great, and it's not even close to February 4th, and I love that. So I'm gonna just keep on going with it. The fun thing was that I had a great. I do web design and virtual assistants, and I'm a coach, and sometimes I struggle. Sometimes things are going great. It's like the ups and downs that happen when you're self-employed. I've been self-employed for, gosh, maybe like 10 years or more, and I still go through it. I still have struggles. I still do that. I still force things. I still mess things up. So today, after I met with another client, which the meeting went really well, and now we're going to meet weekly, which is great, just to kind of keep her on track and to keep us like in a partnership. I got a phone call from my health coach, and her name's Alisa, and I'll link to her page too. Somehow, I don't know. If you see this video, I'll put a link to her stuff on my YouTube. Check it out on YouTube. I might post this other places. But Alisa calls me out of the blue and says, "Hey, let's start like promoting each other. Let's do some videos." And she's like, "Whatever you're doing next, I want to promote you. I want to help you. And maybe you can help me, like tell me about your story and everything. And because you lost 70 pounds, then you went off on your own and did some stuff. And so I know that we can really collaborate." And this was on my drive home today from the next town over, when I was like meeting with the client, and I just started like getting goosebumps because it was like this divine timing for her to call. And I was telling her about me giving away free readings, and I've got this thing I'm doing for Imbolc, and it's another free Zoom thing, and I want to fill it. I hope it's full. So I don't know what I'll do, but I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to barrel through. And I told her about that, and I told her about some of the stuff I've been doing with the Legoing and what's been coming through, and just how I feel like my coaching has changed, my whole attitudes about niches has changed. That there's no more niche than just finding what's inside you and really letting that come alive. That's the niche, and I keep saying that, and I keep doing that because ever since I really tapped into my own personal things, that really woke me up to the point where I was like almost in tears and very emotional. Actually, I was in tears a few times. That's made so much of a difference, and it's just like let me really sit in that. And every time I meditate on it, I know that that's what I eventually want. The only tough part is that sometimes I have to wait for that to happen. So I have to just live day by day anyway. So I was giving away a lot of free readings today, and inevitably one of the cards that kept coming up, I do a fairy and oracle card reading and tarot card readings, and I'm doing this thing called Faeries in the Wild. So I'm mixing 3 cards, and I'm giving ones from the Faeries Oracle by Brian Froud. He's the guy who did The Secret of Nim and some of those fun movies, and those characters. But the one that's coming up, that came up 3 times today, is this card called Sylvanius. And it was almost like it called to me, and I had to just try to talk about how we shed the mask, how we shed a mask of our old story. When we shed that mask and we get out of like what Kyle Cease says are fearnoculars, there are going to be people who bend down and they like put down their sword, and they just they listen to whatever we have to say because they're like, "Oh my gosh, this is great. I want what they have. They've tapped into something great, and I've been waiting to see someone like that to give me permission." As well, underneath her, this person with the sword, are these people who are cowering below, sitting with underneath the chair, or being kind of like, oh, I'm kind of disgusted, or oh, what do I do with that information? Or they're kind of gossipy. And those are the people who like are still in their fear. They're still they still have those excuses to stay in their fear. And when you step into this and you take off your social mask and you start being who you really are, that's what happens. You're gonna turn some folks off who are still in their fear. I feel like now I can just talk about this. It's just like naturally coming out of me. And yeah, I don't have to watch Kyle's videos anymore to do that. You just, when you do that, folks either have to decide that they're going to live in their truth or stay in their fear. And some folks are going to stay in their fear while you take off the social mask and you become who you are. It's kind of fun. There's like a little fairy godmother creature, person, fairy in here in the inside. It's like the person in your heart that's coming out. I feel like that's kind of what's happening. Like once these things started happening for me, I got the call from Alisa, my health coach, who said, hey, I want to support you. However, this was just like random throughout the day. One of my clients got a windfall of stuff going on. Another one of my friends, she said she had a breakthrough, like just walking around in nature. It's been really great. At the end of today, I mean, I was still worried about, I could pay for February's rent, but I was still worried about March. And then at the end of the day, like I just filled up somebody else's time and client, and they said, oh yeah, we'll just prepay me for 20 hours. I like do prepaid blocks. And so she said, yeah, just fill me up for the next 20 hours. And I was like, I don't have to ask for this, and I don't even have to like try and force it anymore. And the way I work is a lot different, and I'm letting my apples flow. As Kyle Cease says, like apple trees just flow their apples out. And it's not me about trying to fix someone. It's trying about me being my authentic self, that shedding that mask and doing the good things and just saying yes and agreeing to, oh my gosh, yes, Alisa, my coach, I'll help support you. Here's what's going on with me. Do you want to come along? And I just said, we figured out that I need to do a program soon. And I'm going to do a program soon, and I'm going to talk about it soon, but not just yet. I'm tempted to talk about it right now, but not just yet. Not because I don't want to talk about it, but because there's more things I want to do first, and I'm just still letting it happen because I don't know exactly what is going to happen yet, and I love it. But we talked about it and brainstormed, and we came up with like this idea, and it like resonated with her. It resonated with me. I started talking with Rita, who I've been Kai Legoing with, and she's like, I'm on board. Whatever you want, because this energy is happening with you, and I'm making it up as I go, but I know this is right. I know that this is about people who find themselves in this situation. I watched a video tonight with on YouTube, somebody I follow she's a mom, and she has a daughter in dance class who so I just want to call out to her and just say she went to a dance class that was for parents and kids, and I have to like just really quickly make sure I've got the right who this is, because I don't want to tell you that it's someone else. I'll get this for you, on her YouTube. But she kind of just said, I took this class and I was the only parent there, and like the other parents said I could never do what you're doing. And then she thought, well, why not? And she's just this sadness that even adults and parents and people as they age feel like they can't have their own passions anymore. They have to live for someone else. So, and how she had a different role model. Her mother still had passion, and then it made her a better woman when she grew up. So this is so in all of us in the world and society. We have these social masks that are on us and we believe that that's what's going to be the thing to give us fulfillment, because we get love from other people that way, and we are afraid that if we pull those off and we are our authentic self, that we're not going to be loved anymore. that we're not going to, I have my own story too. It's like the whole coming out story. Like if you're, whatever your situation, mine was coming out, um, letting my folks know and family and friends know that no, I'm not going to marry a woman and have kids and all that. So in fact, I'm probably going to fall in love with someone of the same sex. You are your authentic self and you fear that people are not going to love you. But strangely, what I found was that like early on, a long time ago, people loved me more for being me. And this is not about me coming out or anything like that. Just though you should know that about me, I guess. I've gone through that. That was like, oh my gosh, 20 years ago, more than 20 years ago. I look younger than I am. I've been looking at this ever since this. I'm just going to throw it out there. I've been like seeing like some things that have been going through with me, and I feel like I look at myself in video and I'm like, I don't look 48 years old. I love that. Not to be vain, but I feel like it's just because things are coming out of me and that I'm like really trying to be authentic to me. If you can be that playful person all your life, that youth is going to come out of you no matter what. And those social masks, we don't have to wear them. We don't have to. And then when these things happen, when you start exuding this, and I totally believe that if we start stepping into our truth and stepping into our passion and our purpose, that it's going to cause ripples away from it. It's so, I call it like, wow, like the universe is happening and I'm surprised and shocked, but I shouldn't be surprised and shocked because this is what happens when we each step into our own truth and whatever's divine and powerful in us, and we know exactly what hits us, that we can't stop talking about, can't stop thinking about, and we can't stop, expressing, even in secret, that we're tapping into this universal, seed of the soul that's not even in our body. It's out there. It's out as far as we can see, the things that we long for. And it's our soul looking back at us when we long for these things, and it touches us. So it's our future self planting itself in spirit in those things that are in the world that calls back to us in the past. And to say, hey, we're here. This is your soul. You're connected to us. You're connected to this spirit that you were before you came here. And this is the love we're sending you. The fact that you long for this and that you long for nature, you long for the horizon, that's your soul speaking back to you. And you reaching out to that soul, knowing that you are bigger than, what society and that mask on you tells you. You take off that mask, that inner soul comes out, and you realize that you are bigger and you are infinite, and that your soul is not your body. Your body's in your soul. That's something that I got from Tom Cowan. We need to connect out with that soul daily. That's our work. That's what's happening. So much going on, and it's like day 2 of me having a breakthrough, and day 2 had a breakthrough, and people are flooding me with great new resources. People are flooding me with work to do, which is great as a freelancer. I'm just in awe that this magic can happen effortlessly. My friend Rita said hi Rita, I'm talking about you. My friend Rita said she was gonna take the month off and not worry about painting and doing whatever, and she sold 2 paintings. She took the month off, sold 2 paintings. So I'm just talking about you. So, so she knows that I'm just gonna be badgering her about this stuff, and it's kind of fun. And So we can have our breakthroughs when we just let go, or we can just, yeah, I'm taking the month off, and so I got new clients. I'm taking the month off, and so now I'm like doing a program. So it's amazing what we can kind of do when we take off these masks and just live and give off our apples. And I'm giving away free readings, and I'm like talking about people taking off their masks so they can find their authentic self, because this card keeps coming up and up and up. I shuffle and shuffle and shuffle, and it keeps coming out for me. I guess, and I know fairies are meddlesome. They're meddlesome, and it's not about them, it's about me. It's about them telling me, Scott, get this message out. Get this message out, and we're going to badger you, and we're going to turn every card into this Sylvanus crazy fairy thing so that you can get this message out to as many people as possible. I know that's what's happening, and I know that that's the energy that they're throwing at me. So, yeah, life is so crazy and so great, and it's just amazingly humorous. So, anyway, I just want to invite people, again, get a free reading from me if you want this week before February 4th, and I'm doing like other events. So, northerndruid.net/free-readings. I'll put a link in. I don't know if I'm going to keep track of all the links that I'm supposed to put in for this video, but it's all good. And yeah, connect with that. Take off your mask. That's all I can say right now. And I'll talk about more stuff, as probably day 3 is going to be crazy too, and I don't know what's going to happen, and I love that. So have a great night. And just realize that this little fairy energy that's coming through it, they're very meddlesome indeed. So take care, everybody. Love you.